on that.
More than 40 people subscribed to the fund.
Yeah, it's a thing back for the good name of the town.
Intimidating a woman.
Yes, trying to intimidate her.
Wonderful. So many people backing our paper.
Begging your pardon, Mrs. Swisshelm, but it isn't our paper or your paper. It belongs to them, the town. Mr. Brock, doesn't it look great? The first new issue of the St. Cloud Visitor.
It sure does. You two certainly move fast.
That's the way we do things, fast. To what the Minnesota legislature order. So, Johnny will be in charge here.
Getting some advertising. What are you doing in here, Dr. Fowler?
What does a man usually do? Thought the boss didn't approve of Leslie. How come she's taking ads for a town?
Well, she's gone for the week. I thought I'd get some more
Revenue, is that what you're trying to say? Street scamp? A woman with how things going, huh?
But that woman, Mrs. Swisshelm, can't be stopped.
Wasn't for long.
What?
Bulls in the china shop. General ordering, Shepley smashing, and all of us knocking things that way.
General Lowry and Shepley?
Yes. And now I can afford all the...
Greeting the visitor?
Of course, General.
General Lowry and cohorts responsible for vandalism, destruction of newspaper office. They get what?
General, this is our libel But Mrs. Swisshelm, it's the truth.
I know, Johnny.
Prove it, Mrs. Swisshelm.
Would I tell anybody if I'd done a thing like that?
Well, you would if you were drunk, which you were.
Young man, don't add to this libel.
I'll get him to tell the truth.
No, Johnny, that's no solution.
My lawyer has the solution.
I have prepared the papers.
What papers?
Mrs. Swisshelm, we will drop the libel charges and the resulting payment of damages.
Which would come out of the pocket or the property of Mr. Brott.
Your terms?
You will swear that you will cease publishing and never again publish the St. Cloud Visitor.
Mrs. Swisshelm,
Johnny, I cannot allow Mr. Brott to be ruined.
you taught me how to write fairly well, and you drummed into me to tell the truth always. And I did. But now, this.
Well, things don't always turn out as we expect them to. They don't for anybody.
General, you know it was me that wrote that. I take the blame.
Sign.
Right?
Good. Done. The St. Cloud Visitor is dead.
There are a few more papers to be signed.
Since this doesn't concern me...
General, wait a moment. I just signed the death certificate of the St. Cloud Visitor. I thought you might wish to witness the signing of a birth certificate.
A what? I'm selling Mrs. Swisshelm this print shop.
There. I am sole owner. And editor.
Editor?
Of what?
Of a newspaper, of course.
But this document
You left a loophole a mile wide.
I promised never again to publish the St. Cloud Visitor. Mr. Brott has been a sturdy rock through all this, and he's a Democrat. Although my leanings are to Mr. Lincoln's Republicans, I will honor my friend by naming my paper the St. Cloud Democrat.
But you can't. I mean, General, you and Shepley have been outsmarted.
Do you realize what you've done? Your paper illegally, libelously,
Printed the truth about you.
with no proof. And you're getting away with it without paying.
So, Mrs. Swisshelm, I can't stop you by charming you, bribing you, using the logic of the law. How can I deal with a woman like you?
General, when I first went into newspaper work, some male editors promised me more than 50 because I was a woman into any real issues. They almost always lost. I remember one of them named George. He was finally told by a colleague, Brother George, beware of Sister Jane. How do you deal with a woman like me? By leaving me alone and going about my work.
Hi, this is Michael Landon.
Were you the Michael Landon who talks about Kodak paper on TV?
No, that's me.
I just love your commercials and your paper.
Well, thanks, but it's Kodak paper. Do you get your pictures printed on Kodak paper, too?
Well, absolutely. I always look for you when I get them developed.
You mean you look for the Kodak paper signed with my face?
Yeah, because I always get Kodak paper when I see you.
This is your Captain Gavin McCall speaking. You've seen me on the Love Boat. But today, I'd like you to come aboard the membership and join the thousands of people who are helping members of the and play in your community. Join us on the official citizen project and treat every member. As we plan the Love Boat, it's beautiful.
What happened to this innovator? With the periodical, which is critical of Lincoln's successor, President Andrew Johnson. With a married daughter. Nesha retired to a small cabin in Swissdale, Pennsylvania, named for her husband's family, and died there in 1888.
Long forgotten by the big world in which she had been such a controversial figure.
Oh, yes. I'd like to add that Jane is credited with a few other accomplishments, not quite as stunning as her defense of freedom of the press, but once there was a train wreck,
And Jane proposed a safety measure to try to prevent more of the same.
and that's why trains, ever since, have had a red light signal on the last car.
Quite a woman. Quite a person. This Jane Grey Switzerland.
What's in a name? Well, it takes a lot of fine names to make Sears names stand for quality. Names you've always counted on, like Kenmore, Craftsman, Easy Living, and Die Hard. Names that kids and moms cheer, like Winnie the Pooh and Toughskins. Names that are a part of your life today, like Permacrest, Klingalon, and Winter 2. And, of course, there's Sears' best products in everything from T-shirts to tractors. What's in a name? Well, it takes a lot of truly dependable names to make our name. Sears, Roebuck and Company.
Hello, I'm Charlene Tilton. Bluegrass music has changed a lot since it was brought to this country by our ancestors. One thing that hasn't changed, though, since their time is the desire of most people to own a home. Before you buy a place, it's a good idea to learn about precautions.
For free information on title insurance and other home buying precautions, write American Land Title Association, Box 566, Washington, D.C. 20044.
Mutual Radio Theater is brought to you 5 nights a week at this time. Tonight's original radio play, Word, 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 was written by T.M. Sutton and produced and directed by Elliott Lewis.
Your voice was Warren Green.
Our stars were Mary Jane Paul, Tyler McVeigh, and James McCallie. Featured in the cast were Robert O'Keefe, Ann Gibbons, John Shea, Katie Norman, and Connie Cook. John Harlan speaking. The Elliott Lewis production of Mutual Radio Theater is a presentation of CBI.
Mutual Radio Theater has been brought to you in part by Serta Perfect Sleeper Mattresses and Foundations, with the top comfort and deep support for firmness that feels good. And that's a healthy investment in yourself.
This is Andy Griffith. And all at the same time, by golly, we're going to work on your funny bone. Join us, won't you? Just for laughs.
Hudson County, New Jersey. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and continue to work on correcting the issue. Please check back with 1710 AM soon. Thank you for your patience. This is radio station WQFC.
Playing the greatest music ever made from the 1940s, 50s, and 60s. This is the Community Radio Network, a service to independent stations. If you would like to request a song, you may call us at 540-292-8028. We look forward to hearing from you, and thanks for listening.
Good evening to you. It's 8 o'clock.
And now, the Community Radio Network presents Viewpoints with Ronald Reagan.
The American people are the most generous people on earth. They can also be the most angry people on earth when they feel they're being cheated. I'll be right back.
A family is a source of strength in troubled times, a ray of sunshine on a gloomy day, a voice of hope and encouragement when things aren't going your way. A family is for believing and praying for each member. Spend more time showing a child how to do something rather than telling him or her what to do. This is Rosemary Clooney, joining with Boys Town's Year of Family Renewal, asking you to work for a new spirit of family in America. For love is a family affair.
A message of love and concern from Boys Town.
Back in 1971, when California completed the first and up till then the only major reform of welfare ever attempted, we discovered a reward for its count. First off, we halted an annual increase in the welfare rolls that was a staggering 40,000 cases a month, and replaced it with an 8,000 a month decrease. The truly needy benefited because we were able to increase their bills by 48%, while at the same time, we saved the taxpayers $2 billion over a 3-year period. The one question I hear all the time in these talking messages, what can we do about welfare? Well, as usual, when people begin to stir and action follows. Before we look at those, the way we do it, the only formations that we make appointed at the operation. Now, in Central County, Illinois, another 29-year-old Rosemary Clooney, assistant state attorney, has become probably the most effective welfare practitioner in America. It's really not a person in whatsoever for freeloaders. In 2 years, she has filed charges against 350 suspected welfare cheaters and has a near perfect record of convictions. She says the cheating is so blatant, I could hardly believe it. And she described the cheaters as leeches who take up the resources of those who need welfare assistance. She found, as we have in California, that the